I know that you're gonna have it. We're gonna change this from Caffeinate to Advocate to karaoke with Jess.
Okay, let it be known.
Welcome to Caffeinate and Advocate, the show where we sip coffee and talk all things mental health and wellness and recovery and whatever else comes up. I am Jess, your host, who has had a little bit of coffee today. It actually calms me, so it doesn't really, this is just my natural energy level. Today, I'm joined by Christine. Christine, you work at PeerStar as well, so notice a trend here. Christine, what do you do at PeerStar?
I work as a peer support specialist in Region E between Luzerne and Lackawanna County, and I've been here for about 3 years.
Awesome. Yeah, we are back in Lackawanna County. We are back at Northern Light Coffee Shop. They have graciously given us space here, so we want to support them, and we're enjoying their coffee. But Christine, I reached out and asked to people that would be interested in doing this, and you kind of jumped on it right away. And you have a really cool topic that I know nothing about. And so when I asked, you said you were interested in talking about shadow work.
Yeah.
So first and foremost, what is shadow work? Because I'm clueless.
Shadow work is really taking an introspective look at the roots of your struggles, looking at trauma that you may have repressed, internalized things like ableism, and working through those. And I always thought it was more based in like spiritual and like witchy stuff. But the more research I've done, it's really just internal work on yourself.
Yeah. So how did you ever hear about it? What brought you to learn about it?
Through just research online on mental health, and I'm very involved with like a collective of spiritual women.
Yeah.
And so we discuss a lot about shadow work, and I did more research on it because I thought it was more based in like tarot or something.
Yeah, like you said, like some witchy stuff.
Yeah.
I like that description, witchy stuff. So what was like the first thing that when you started practicing shadow work or learning about it, what were some of like the first steps, or like, what does it look like?
It looks mostly like tracking your emotions and prompted journaling.
Okay.
So it'll ask you, what are your triggers? What triggered you today? Or what were like glimmers? Do you know about glimmers?
I love glimmers, but tell anyone else, what are glimmers?
So glimmers are the opposite of triggers. They're little moments in your day that spark joy instead of sparking upset or negative emotions.
I live on glimmers. So I am like your glimmer person. There's a bird on the sidewalk eating a cracker. That's a glimmer to me. A new cup of coffee. That's a glimmer to me. There are so many glimmers all over. But anyway, so you said prompted journaling, looking at those things. What are some other things that you do in
tracking
shadowing?
Your moods daily or even hourly. There's a lot of new cool apps out that make them into games where by tracking your emotions or what you're grateful for that day, you can grow plants or have like animals on apps and things.
Oh, that's like a Tamagotchi if I look back in my day.
Definitely.
So what have you found to be like, when you started practicing, what changes did you start to see shadowing was doing?
I see myself taking a moment to reflect before reacting, whether that's anger or sadness. I'm not immediately jumping into expressing those emotions. I'm sitting with myself and being like, I'm okay to feel this way, but I can't make someone else feel bad because of it. And I need to work on what's making me want to say mean things to other people.
I think that is such a powerful statement. You know, we have our own feelings and we can communicate those, but we have no control over other people. And we have to make sure that what we're going through doesn't impact other people. Like having that self-awareness and that self-control to know like, hey, this is what I'm going through, but that doesn't give me an excuse to act a certain way to other people. Like that's a hard lesson.
And that's important for peer support because we work with people who have challenging mental illnesses sometimes or addiction issues, and they can react a certain way because of those, and we can't give that energy right back. We need to keep like composure.
Yeah. How about whenever how do you, I guess, have you grown your shadow work with other people? How do you share it do you share it in peer support?
I'm still learning how to, but I do suggest like the apps I talked about to my peers, or just asking them like little questions like what brought this on, trying to get to the deeper root of it, and almost like a guided shadow work in a way.
Yeah.
It's very similar to therapy, just more yourself.
Yeah, on your own. So more of that like self-help type of approach to it.
Exactly.
And you can do it anytime.
Yeah.
Which is neat.
And there are certified like therapists that do have shadow work backgrounds.
Very cool. Like I said, I'm not familiar with it. I'm going to have to Google a little bit, look for some of the apps. How about let's do a coffee can question. Look, I sang too much before we started that I couldn't sing my coffee can questions. So what we do here is you're going to pick one out. If you don't like it, put it back. That's okay. But we're both going to answer a question. It could be mental health related. It could be general. So we'll see.
What's
the suspense?
What would you say to someone who is afraid to seek professional help for their mental health?
Oh, that's a good one. I'm sure you've run into this. I know I've run into this.
Definitely. I would say that there's a lot of less stigma than there used to be. There's a lot of great therapists out there and accessible options for people, even online where you can text your therapist. I've heard of different services like that. And that as you go to therapy, it's going to be hard, but you're going to start to feel better.
That's awesome. And I think I always say it's hard to be human. And I think everyone needs to know that professional help it's a spectrum. Some of us may just be having a small acute struggle that it's just a time limited thing and we need somebody else outside of our family or support system. Some of us don't have families or support systems, but being human is hard. We go through hard things and we all deserve to have help. And sometimes that help is best when it's professional. You can have an amazing support system, but it might not be their skill set. So I always think like I have amazing friends, amazing family, but helping me through whatever that struggle is might not be their skill set. So going and finding somebody who has worked really hard to develop that skill set.
Definitely.
Yeah. Well, Christine, thank you so very much. Do you have anything else you would like suggest to anyone who's looking to either, start shadow work or something you would tell them to like encourage to try something new for wellness?
Out some of the free apps for sure. One of my favorites called Kinder World, and it's run by mental health professionals, and you get to create this little world and grow plants when you track your emotions.
Aw, they're the only kind of plants I probably can't kill. I can't grow things, so maybe I'll have to try it. You said Kinder World.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, Christine, thank you so much. I really appreciate you joining me. You have to give me a cheers. That's my requirement. So thank you for caffeinating, advocating.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks. Until next time, Kinder World.